everybody, it's Danny, the Wicked Awesome Gardener, coming at you from the Wicked Awesome Grow Room, and today we are going to pick some seeds to go put in the garden for fall. Now, there are some things I wanted to do this fall that I didn't get to. I didn't get planted early enough, or certain things just happened to keep producing well a little bit longer than I thought, so I didn't want to pull them out and put in the fall crops like an extra round of zucchini or something like that. I may throw in a couple just for fun, just to sneak them in and see if I can get something before the frost comes in and kills them. I'm also planning to do something with a hoop house, or almost like a greenhouse, to see if I can get that extra time. I do have some greenhouse plastic, and I've got some really cool things that I'm going to do out there. But for now, I'm just going to start with my leafy greens. So we're going to get some lettuces, some spinach, some kale. I didn't realize that rutabagas were a spring planted crop that you harvest in fall. Oops, my bad, I should have checked. But I am going to plant turnips, which is really what I wanted. I picked out the rutabagas, my mistake, so that's fine. We're gonna get some radishes in as well. So we're gonna pick these seeds out. Let's take a look. I finally did get my seeds organized. This nifty little thing I found on the side of the road, and I don't know what I'm gonna use these shelves here for, but there's 3 metal boxes here for storing seeds, a couple of nifty drawers. So this is really cool. I'll be able to hang it on the wall, and it'll look nice and keep my seeds all in order. So let's see. Up here are, if I can remember what's where. Aha, okay, these are lots of tomatoes, corn, beans. These are like my summer crops, eggplants, peppers. So those are the biggies that I plant every year. This is, let's see, lavender, borage, basil, oregano. So these are herbs, morning glories, cypress vine. These are all my herbs and flowers. Aha. My leafies. All right, so let's go through here and see, what are we gonna plant? Let's see. All right. Side number 1. So I think what I have in here is all my green leafy plants and things that I would generally plant in early spring. Oop, that's actually a summer veggie. It's my Clemson spineless okra, which, oh man, I am gonna have so much okra seed. It's fantastic. Okay, all right, so that is also one of my summer crops. Okay, so I'm gonna start out with, I got a couple of things from MI Gardener when they had a sale recently. A friend of mine was putting in an order. She only wanted to order like 3 things, so she said, hey, if I order 12, I get free shipping, so do you want to get a couple of seeds? And when do I not want to get a couple of seeds from MI Gardeners? So I got some rhubarb Swiss chard. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Look at that bright red. Let's see. Also, Fort Hook giant Swiss chard. Some sparkler white tip radish. I'm gonna try to plant the rest of these early wonder beets. These carrots are probably gonna have too long of a grow, but I'm gonna plant some short and sweet carrots. Purple top turnip. I am definitely planting blue dwarf curled Vates kale. I love this kale, it is delicious. This MI Gardener packet of kale is also blue curled Scotch kale, but it's a slightly different name, so I don't know if it's the same variety. I am absolutely planting this winter boar kale. I was turned on to this by Serena over at You Can't Eat the Grass, and it comes from Territorial Seed Company. This grew very fast, very large, and it was like super curly, really great for kale chips, which I love. Now we're getting into the lettuce. I'm gonna do some black-seeded Simpson lettuce, Bibb lettuce, bronze mignonette, tango leaf, ruby red leaf lettuce, and this seed did not germinate this spring, but I'm gonna give it another shot, and that is Paris Island Cos romaine. So then we're gonna throw in some spinach. We're gonna put in some Bloomsdale long-standing spinach, which is an absolute favorite of mine. I know it's a fairly standard spinach that just about everybody grows, but there's a reason for it. It's delicious. And also some Viraflay spinach. Woo, that is a ton of seeds to put in, so let's get outside and get these planted up. Yeah, anyway. So it's really windy out here, and it's prime time of day for all the planes. So I'm going to suspend with most of the talking, get right into planting. But I wanted to show you, I've got the lettuce bed here. We got all the weeds out. I've prepped it, threw some garden tone down in it. Woo, there's a big gust of wind. Kind of hoping my camera doesn't blow over. Oh, goodness gracious. Wow, we must have a storm coming in or something. I mean, it's gorgeous out here right now. It's 80-something degrees. It's got a nice breeze. It's cloudy, so it's not too like bright and overpowering with all the heat. It's just beautiful weather to be sitting out here in, despite the wind. So yes, I have the lettuce bed here de-weeded, prepped. I put the garden tone fertilizer down and sort of scratched it into the soil. I'm going to put the leafy greens here, the lettuces, the kales, the spinach. I'm not growing as much as I did in the spring. I'm going to just grow a couple rows of lettuce for cut and come again. And then the spinach and the kale, I'm going to spread out a bit more because it didn't do so well, so densely planted this spring. Either I didn't use it fast enough or it was just too close. So I'm going to give that more room to branch out. And the reason I'm doing that, especially with the spinach and the kale, is I plan to grow those as far into the cold season as I can. Later in October, as we get close to frost, I'm going to show you how I'm going to take my pea and bean trellis and I'm going to transform it into a little hoop house or row cover, I guess, for the kale and the spinach to grow that deep into the winter, or well, for as long as in the winter as I'm here. I'm here until the end of November, so we should get at least that. And then if the new owners of the property want kale and spinach, well, they can find something to cover it with, because all my stuff is going with me to my new locations, which I'll get more into that later. But let's go ahead and get these planted. So for quick reference on the lettuce that I just planted, just so I know for my own self, because I will forget these things, is that from where the carrots are over, I first planted black-seeded Simpson lettuce, ruby red leaf lettuce, tango, Bibb, bronze mignonette, and romaine Paris Island Cos. I can't speak today. Romaine lettuce actually did not really germinate this past spring, so I wonder if the seed is just no longer viable. I think out of everything that I sprinkled into that row, there was maybe two plants. So I said, you know what, I may as well throw in whatever I've got. I mean, I didn't throw in everything. There's still a whole mess of seed in here, but I seeded it very, very thickly. I mean, you might almost be able to look behind me and see the white line. So I'm gonna go ahead, cover those over, and then I'm going to put in some spinach and the kale. All right, we are all planted up, and that makes me feel so good because this is a little overdue for me, but there's still plenty of time. If you don't have yours in yet, don't worry about it. Go ahead and check when the first expected frost date for your area is. Count back the days to see if you have enough time to meet the days to maturity for whatever it is you want to plant. There's still plenty of time for things like lettuce, and they may be frost tender, but I will have them under cover. And the kale is a little more hardy to the cold, so it should be just fine. Now, when you're going to water in your seeds, if you're using a really fine, small seed like lettuce or spinach or kale that are just teeny tiny, you don't want to blast them with the hose because that's going to scatter them out of their rows. It's going to wash them away. So I like to use just a mist on the hose and then really soak them. So that way they're not getting pushed out of where you planted them, and they're getting settled nicely into that soil and plenty of moisture to help them germinate. Well, now it's getting late. I'm running out of battery, so I'm just going to go ahead and say, hey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave me a comment, and I will see you in the next video while we grow more wicked awesome food from yard to table. Bye-bye.